Why are many wealthy individuals still ignoring XRP? It's not because the project is bad, it's because it's difficult to access. ETFs are about to make this process stupidly simple. So today I want to break down what this shift may actually enable and how the floodgates are about to open for XRP. So if you own XRP or just enjoy watching the videos, be sure to leave a like down below. And with that said, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so a quick reminder for every video that we make on the channel, this is not financial advice and for entertainment purposes only. Nothing in crypto is guaranteed and you could lose all of your money. Stay safe and do your own research. Now, people are ignoring XRP for two reasons. Currently, there are only 6.6 million wallets, less than 0.1% of the population, and it's definitely a lot lower than that. When you take into consideration people hold multiple wallets of XRP to diversify, and there is just inactive and lost XRP out there. Also, in terms of mainly wealthy investors not having access to XRP, right? Bitcoin and Ethereum were available on the open market for a number of years, but we have seen billions of dollars of inflows in both assets in the past couple of months and year. Why has this happened? Well, access to cryptocurrency is currently clunky, and that will change for XRP, right? Setting up crypto wallets, managing private keys, custody risks, using exchanges that feel unregulated or insecure, and navigating liquidity issues and off ramps. And many wealth managers or family offices still don't want to touch cryptocurrency unless it fits neatly into existing platforms like Fidelity, Charles Schwab, or even the BlackRock portfolio. Right? Through traditional brokerage accounts, there's no wallets, there's no keys, you simply click and own. And many advisors are still waiting for the full green light for the Ripple SEC case to be over, which is expected to resolve within a couple of weeks, and it's already priced in or calculated into the results of the ETF approval ratings. Bloomberg giving XRP an 85% chance approval in 2025 and Polymarket at an 86% chance. And many people still underestimate what the ETF is going to do for XRP. Right, thanks to Farsight investors, we can see all the inflows and outflows to date for the Ethereum ETF and the Bitcoin ETF. What can you notice? Inflows from every other asset manager except Grayscale, massive outflows. No one's really talking about this, right? Back in 2020, Grayscale was forced to liquidate the majority of their XRP. Yes, we know this. And currently, I say only, but they only have $16.7 million worth of assets under management of XRP. That is pretty much no sell pressure at all from all of these asset managers that have billions under management, some even trillions. We are only going to see inflows for XRP. And it truly is the gold rush 2.0. Another reason a lot of individuals, mainly wealthy individuals, ignore XRP is because most people get it wrong. There's a lot of misinformation and not enough understanding about XRP. I think the ETF will enable that understanding, just like how Bitcoin transitioned from being vaporware to a store of value. The biggest misconception I see all the time is that it's centralized and owned by Ripple. Most people who first get into crypto start asking crypto OGs, mainly Bitcoiners, and they spread misinformation about XRP. But XRP has no issuer. The ledger itself is public. Anyone can run a node or a validator, and it's decentralized. No one owns it, right? Brad Garnhouse is the CEO of the company Ripple. Also, that the supply is infinite, right? There's only ever going to be 100 billion tokens with no inflation. And there was a Genesis wallet that was open. Anyone could take XRP, and it was mainly used for giveaways and airdrops, but it was hurting the price of XRP, so the remaining amount was put into escrow. Unfortunately, this is not in the circulating supply according to Coin Market Cap, but you have the Satoshi wallet still included in the Bitcoin circulating supply. Who knows? But when you take that into consideration, the escrow, exchange stockpiles, seize tokens, so on and so forth, it does make the supply somewhat scarce. The final misconception is that it's old technology, where XRP is an old token, and the transaction per second race that took place from 2017 mainly to 2021, where you had projects coming out of the woodworks claiming to be faster, and other layer ones were faster than Visa. But we're at the point now where projects are fast enough and other factors matter more, where they've proven themselves like XRP in terms of enterprise trust, real world settlement, and DeFi integrations. And if you want to go down that road, the XRP ledger still has one of the fastest settlement speeds, lowest fees, and is still being actively developed. And through payment channels, you can see hundreds of thousands payments per second off chain. Also, most people do not understand the utility that XRP currently has, right? You think of XRP as cross-border payments, fast, cheap, scalable, used by institutions. You think of Bitcoin as digital gold, Ethereum as smart contracts, and XRP as real world utility. But the shift we are seeing, especially with Ripple acquiring prime brokerage, becoming a one-stop shop for institutions. And once people realize this, XRP will no longer be ignored and the inflows will be massive. These are advanced services like clearing, prime brokerage, financing across foreign exchanges, derivatives, swaps. So Ripple is no longer just a payments company, it's serving the foundational tools for institutional finance, all the way from payments, custody to CBDCs. And XRP is at the heart of it. This is a narrative that can change skeptics into buyers overnight. So the floodgates are currently opening right now for XRP. Thanks to Dom Trader View, we can see a large amount of inflows and buy pressure for XRP recently coming from Upbit. So 70% from Upbit, 11% from Coinbase, 9% from Kraken, and 6% from Bitstamp. So if one exchange can do that, imagine when the others start flowing into play. We can also see XRP against Bitcoin tap that level of resistance once again. Once it breaks through, it will be fantastic for XRP. And the whale wallets in the millions and tens of millions of dollars of XRP still holding strong and still actually accumulating vertically. When we start seeing this sell off, it could signal weakness in the market. As you always hear when it comes to whales and smart money, do not listen to what they say, watch what they do, and that's exactly what we are doing, monitoring this on the channel. We said before for the past couple of weeks and months, this is nothing like the 2017 peak. This is clear vertical accumulation. So far, we have been proven right. That's going to be pretty much it for today's video. I just want to talk about the ETFs and how many people are underestimating this and how there's so much more capital and inflows about to come to XRP that not many people are expecting. XRP is increasing right now. I'm trying to keep a level head, not get too bullish, not to get too moonish. Price predictions, insane ones are coming out of the woodworks. Many people are saying never to sell your XRP. I obviously do not think you should listen to these people at all. Have a plan in place, set beforehand, emotions aside, and move accordingly. That's what I do on the channel, and that's what I do in my private portfolio series. Go and check that out. But if you made this fun a video, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.
How about an XRP ETF? I know you got Ether out there. How about XRP? Can you answer that?
I can't.
How about XRP? Can you answer that? I can't.
Are you in talks with the largest issuers, particularly BlackRock, to get this done?
Well, I'm not going to comment on that. I know BlackRock has said some things publicly. We think it makes sense for the XRP community overall.